Greetings, one and all. Welcome to Video Every Day in October, day number 8. And for this particular one, let's just say I'm going to be doing my first top 5 list of the top 10 series or whatever that I do. The first top 5 list out of the whole series of Video Every Day in October. And for this particular one, since, well, before we get to that, I want to say I'm not alone at all. I'm not alone. No, I'm not alone. I got one guy. He's crazy. He's a son of a bitch. And he's fat. Yet, he can be a complete dick. But most of all, he's fat. He loves Pikachu. And most of all, he's on Skype with me, giving his opinions as well, along as we discuss it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you Mr. Johnny V. freaking D.
What's up, everybody? I'm back.
He's back. I love you, man. I love you, man. I love you, man. I love you, man. But anyways, folks, for what me and JVD are going to do, before we get to the main course of this video, I like to announce, say that the Splash is finally on television. Oh, the Splat, excuse me. The Splat is now finally on television. I am so freaking happy it is on TV. I am so happy.
Not the only one.
Because what the Splat is, it is pretty much basically discussing, well, basically what the Splat is, it's just pretty much reliving my childhood, JVD's childhood, anybody in the Skype Game Show Network's childhood of our favorite shows that we grew up with. Rugrats, Doug, Real Monsters, The Ren and Stimpy Show, Hey Arnold.
Clarissa.
Who?
Clarissa Explains It All.
Yes, that. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I have all 7 seasons of that on DVD.
Nice. Kablam. Grew up with Kablam. Grew up with a lot of games. It was Cat Dog.
Oh yeah, Cat Dog.
You can pretty much say any show in the book, and pretty much you grew up with them. The Amanda Show, I kind of grew up with that one. But anyways, folks, all that. But anyways, folks, pretty much, I mean, obviously my favorite show is Rugrats. I grew up on the Rugrats. And, I just want to say, for this particular show when we get to it, I want to bring up a couple products from the 90s that, pretty much we grew up to. Oh boy, I'm going to pretty much keep this brief as I possibly can. You got the Wonder Ball. Surge, which is back in stores.
Oh God.
You got freaking, you got so much products out there that you can name. Crystal Pepsi, I want that back on the shelves. Crystal Pepsi, because
that was actually good.
You've had it? You actually had a Crystal Pepsi?
Yes.
What did it taste like?
It tasted just like Pepsi, just no color to it.
Damn. But yeah.
Of course, also to remember back in the 90s, you also had great stores too, such as, I don't know, Blockbuster and Hollywood Video. And
I love Blockbuster.
Actually, you had KB Toy Stores.
KB Toy Stores, they got rid of that here a long time ago because it's been replaced by Toys R Us.
Yep.
And that's a store nobody hardly goes to in my area anymore. Sadly saying. But anyways, folks, for what we're going to discuss, we're not going to discuss products. We're not going to discuss cartoons. We're going to discuss something that pretty much the SGSN is big on and something that we absolutely loved from back in the day. We're going to talk about the Nickelodeon 1990s game shows. Give our top 5 favorite game shows of all time from the 90s. Since I'm that much of a nice guy, I'm going to let my co-host go first.
So we're doing all-time 90s.
All-time 90s.
Now, most of my stuff on the list is Nickelodeon based. A couple of them, well actually one of them is not based on Nickelodeon. But we're going to start with one of my favorites that was on Nickelodeon.
One question, do you have any honorable mentions?
Yes.
Okay.
Want me to do those first?
Go for it.
Okay. Well, for a couple of them that are honorable mentions, you had Zoo Venture from Animal Planet.
Okay.
You had Legends of the Crypt Keeper's Haunted House. That was on CBS. You had Mad Libs, which was on Disney. And I actually want to take Think Fast and Make the Grade as two of them as well. Now, my number 5 pick is keeping with the 90s, and it's one of the ones that I kind of grew up with when I was a kid, and that would be by far, shut over down my mind, Nick Arcade. I love Nick Arcade. I can't help it. It was a great show. The concept was there. The rules of the game were complex yet simple. Phil Moore did his job as a host, a great job. And it was there. It was all there, personally. I'm just pissed at the Kickstarter, because they were trying to do a Kickstarter to bring it back. Surprised it didn't actually reach max goal. It hurts.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, number 5.
Okay, for my number 5, J-Man, I think you said some quite good thoughts about Nick Arcade, because about Nick Arcade, that is also...
And down go the glasses.
Fucking knocked off my glasses. Fucking knocked off my glasses like that. Okay, but anyways, folks, as for my number 5, JVD pretty much put it like that. Let me grab my list. Okay, for my number 5, it's actually Nick Arcade. That's my number 5 as well. Now, folks, about Nick Arcade, it was somewhat of one of the best concepts I've ever seen to any game show. Pretty much, it says itself. It says it right there. Nick Arcade. Nickelodeon Arcade. It was hosted by Phil Moore. It lasted from 1992 to 1993. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it actually lasted a little bit longer than 93. I could be wrong.
Okay, well, anyways, I might be wrong anyway. Right now, I am trying to look up on the computer of the 3 wizards. Yeah, I remember everything.
Murloc, Mongol, and Squisha.
Who? Murloc, who, and who?
Murloc, Mongol, and Squisha. There's only one female out of the 3.
Okay, Murloc, Mongrel, and Squisha. Okay, so pretty much, yeah, 90's kid, huh? Won't remember those. Well, fuck off. But anyways, folks, yeah, that's the only thing I couldn't forget. That's the only thing I can remember. But anyways, you got the gaming wizards, Murloc, Mongrel, and Squisha, hosted by Phil Moore, and the object of the games, I mean, were simple. You just basically had to, answer trivia questions, and, if you land on the square where you go to the video power, you get to play one of the best yet arcade games. Sonic the Hedgehog, for example. I'm just going to say one because I can't really remember. Actraiser. I think, did they have F-Zero ones?
Yes.
Dude, I mean, they had so many games, not only...
Actually, you were right. January 4th, 1992. And then the final episode date was March 12th of 1993.
I think it was only 2 seasons, if I'm not mistaken.
Only 2 seasons, 84 episodes.
Which was actually quite sad because it was an amazing show. It really was.
Yes.
But anyways, folks, hosted by Phil Moore, you get to play with Mikey and try and get to each area as possible. And when you get to answer a trivia question, a video power, gaming, all that stuff. And you get to play all the classic arcade games that everybody loved. Featured on the NES, SNES, and Sega Genesis, and you had to score that number of points to try and get to the video arcade. And they always started off playing like a regular arcade game, like a pawn game or something basic, try and get some good scores, something basic like that. But anyways, Nick Arcade was clearly one of the best shows I've always loved. Something that it was pretty much an addiction for me to watch. Anyways, that's going to have to do it for my number 5. And I forgot to say my honorable mentions. I got 3 of them, and I'll just say them this quick. Think Fast, Wild and Crazy Kids, and Get the Picture, and Nickelodeon Guts. Yeah, I know Nickelodeon Guts, it's surprising. I enjoyed it, but still.
And my number 4 is actually one that was not on Nickelodeon. It is the only non-Nickelodeon game show you'll find. And it was hosted, when it was hosted, it had two different hosts. J.D. Roberto, not J.D. Roberto, J.D. Raw, that's what I'm sorry, and or Mario Lopez. The game show was called Masters of the Maze. And I loved this show.
Was this sort of like Crystal Maze?
No. It's different. It's a lot different than Crystal Maze. You had 3 teams of 2. All 3 teams were kids. The job was to be the first 2 teams to make it, and then 1 team at a time would run the maze. One person would be in the maze, virtual reality style, one would be outside. Your job is to run the maze as quick as you can, get the power crystals, get through everything as possible. If you have not seen the show, definitely look it up on YouTube. It's called Masters of the Maze. You'll enjoy the show immensely. I know I did when I was a kid. There's just something about the lady of the maze when she says everything, how she cleverly rhymed it. I loved it. I'm still a huge fan of it to this day. I watch episodes on YouTube all the time. There you go.
But anyways, folks, before I say my number 4, I mean, all the game shows that I'm listing are pretty much stuff I grew up with, which is all Nickelodeon based. But anyways, there was some in particular, like, I watched the Crystal Maze, that one game show you said on Animal Planet. There was one that a lot of 90 kids were really big into it, but for me, I just never got into it like everybody else. I loved it, I really did love it, but it was just something that, let's just say when I was a kid, I never got into until I got older. That's when I got into it the most. But when I was a kid, I wasn't really all into it. It was Where in the World Was Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, hell yeah, that was a great show.
I know, but here's the thing, though. I mean, this is not on my list, but I'm just saying it out there. It was just something I didn't grow up at all. I mean, I don't know why, but it just never really occurred to me when I was a kid. But now, folks, I do love Where in the World Is Carmen Sandiego. It is the shit. But anyway, speaking of the shit, which I gotta take soon, I want to say, for my number 4 game show, it is something that is pretty much everybody's favorite game show of all time, because clearly it is truly one of the best out there. But for me, it's my number 4, and I absolutely love it. You got the Blue Barracudas. You got the Red Jaguars, the Purple Parrots, the Orange Iguanas, the Silver Snakes, and the Green Monkeys. I am talking about Olmec and Kirk Ford. Ladies and gentlemen, Legends of the Hidden fucking Temple.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Folks, this was a show that lasted for 4 seasons. Correct me if I'm wrong. Lasted throughout for 4 seasons. I mean, everything was freaking fantastic. I mean, you go on the show, you go through the moat or whatever to get to the other side. Obviously, the 4 teams who managed to get on there. I mean, most out of all the teams that managed to get on the show, that managed to get there the most, was actually the Red Jaguars.
Really?
Watch any episode, and if you don't believe me, watch all the episodes, and you can see out of all the teams that you mostly see is mostly the Red Jaguars. Not in the temple wise, but I'm talking about once they cross the moat, once they press the gong or whatever. Yeah, when they cross the moat, it's mostly the Red Jaguars you see mostly. But anyways, as I continue, I mean, Silver Snakes was my favorite team. What about you?
I was a Blue Barracuda guy. My brother's a Silver Snake.
Oh, I'm a Silver Snake too.
Yeah, September 11th, 93 to June 27th, 95. It was narrated by D. Bradley Baker, who played Olmec, for 120 episodes and 3 seasons.
Oh, well, 3 seasons. I thought it was 4. But
I thought it was 4 myself.
Alright, then. Oh, Doug's in love. Sorry. Splats on. But anyways, folks, as I continue on, I mean, object is, I mean, you just cross the moat, get to the other side, then once Kirk Fogg says tells Olmec, what's the legend? The legend of Blackbeard's treasure map, which was for episode 1 of season number 1.
Yep.
But anyways, I mean, you go on, listen to the educational story, then you play those those ridiculous yet monotonous games where clearly it's the same format, but they just change up the names.
Temple games.
What?
Yep, the temple games to earn those pins of life.
Yep. I wouldn't mind keeping one as a prop.
I think I actually let him, I think.
But anyways, to continue on, I mean, after you go, as soon as one team completes the temple games and all that bullshit, you go on to the temple and you run through the temple. That was the best part of the whole show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It was the best part, and then all of a sudden you win some prizes. Speaking of prizes, that was the only thing that I didn't really care for the show. Yeah, people bash me only one about that, but that was the only thing I didn't care. Was like some of the prizes, like, oh, you win some candy, you win like a candy.
They actually had Wonder Ball a couple times as prizes on Legends.
A what?
They actually had the Wonder Ball a couple times as prizes on Legends.
Okay, Wonder Ball, I wouldn't complain. Wonder Ball, I wouldn't complain at all. Yeah, Wonder Ball. I know you're laughing.
That's that thick accent right there.
Yeah, Wonder Ball.
How you doing?
How you doing?
No, the funny thing about Legends is nobody could put the fucking monkey together.
That was the best part. It was 3 simple pieces. You just take its ass, then you take its fat belly, and its freaking cocaine-looking head, and you just put it together. It was so simple.
Me and my brother were talking about that a couple days ago.
How the hell did they have trouble putting a monkey together?
It's funny.
That's what I want to know. How the hell do you have trouble putting a monkey together?
I don't know.
But anyways, Legends of the Hidden Temple is my number 4, Jaden. Go ahead.
Your number 4 is my number 3, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Okay.
Yeah, I personally think with everything they did for the show, it profited very well. You had the 6 teams, which were then reduced to 4. Those 4 were then reduced to 2, which then became 1. It was a simple elimination format. But everything they did with the show was phenomenal. Whether it be the moat crossing, the steps of knowledge, or the temple games.
Oh my god, dude. You wanna know something funny? I'm watching the Splats on right now. Dude, they're freaking promoting Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Damn right.
I'm not joking. They're promoting Double Dare, Guts. They're promoting all the game shows that we're talking about right now as a promo.
Hell yeah.
I'm not joking. It's shown right now.
That's a good thing.
Oh, yes. But anyways, go ahead.
Sorry. But like I said, we had favorite teams, like Gary mentioned. He was silver, my brother was silver, I'm blue, a friend of mine was green. You know, just, that was the fun part about it. And there is a website you can go on to actually order Legends of the Hidden Temple shirts and pendants and name tags and stuff like that to do your own party, which is kind of funny. But like I said, like he said, like Gary mentioned, the moat was fun, but running through the temple was the best part of that show. And the funniest fucking room still, to this day,
the fucking monkey,
was the Shrine of the Silver Monkey. And Kurt Fogg even said in an interview, he was shocked that nobody knew how to figure out how to put it together.
It was so easy.
There was an episode I watched of Legends. The girl was in the Shrine of the Silver Monkey. She drops the torso over the freaking thing. They actually found a way to toss it back up to her to complete the monkey. But I'm thinking she fucking had it and it fell.
What episode was that?
Seriously wrong here.
What episode's that?
I don't remember it, but it's funny as hell. There was also one time I was watching, and the legend was the levitating dog leash. And Orange got it, and they had to find a way to get out of the temple. He used the dog leash to grab the rope to bring it over to him. I'm like thinking that, yeah, that's smart as hell. But altogether, Legends was a great show. I loved it. I'm such a huge fan.
You want to know something, man, that was always funny? Every time when you were trying to go through the temple, bam, a freaking temple that comes out scares the shit out of you.
Yeah, I seen one girl actually get frightened out of the temple.
Like literally, she ran out of the temple.
It was in the dark. It was no, it was in the well, it was formerly the Dark Forest. It then became the Tomb of the Ancient Warrior.
Yeah.
And the girl from the Red Jaguars, temple guard came out, scared the shit out of her, and she actually went out of the temple. I was thinking, wow.
Damn. Well, I mean, I can understand them, dude, because, dude, they would just come out of nowhere and scare the shit out of you.
Yeah.
But anyways, is that you have anything more to add to your number 3?
Nope.
Okay. My number 3 is a game, well, let's just say it's Mega Fortune's theme right now as we speak, and, let's just say I prefer this version from the 80s to the 90s is a lot better than the 2000s. I'm talking about the Mark Sanders game show, Double Dare.
Mark Summers and Double Dare, nice.
Mark Summers, excuse me, not Mark Sanders. Mark Summers. On your mark, get set, go. Best phrase you've ever heard to any game show. Basically, 2 teams square off, going head to head, playing off in like these weird games that they do. Then you answer trivia questions in between. Then you do like a physical challenge, try and do that. Then you want to know then it came to the best part of the whole show, the obstacle course.
Yep.
That was the best part out of the whole show, was the obstacle course. Every time, I loved it. Every time, where pretty much every single team that went on always had a bad time struggling trying to get a flag going through each obstacle. It was just so freaking funny. I mean, look, there was regular Double Dare, there was super sloppy Double Dare, there was family Double Dare. Hell, the professional wrestlers were even on there once.
That was funny.
Oh man, it was so hilarious. What was it? It was Bobby the Brain Heenan, Mr. Perfect, I believe.
I think so, somewhere around that.
Well, I can't remember who it was, but it was so freaking funny seeing like Double Dare. It was true childhood. Always, to this day, the obstacle course is the best. But anyways, that's all I really got to say about Double Dare, except it speaks for itself. It is a fun, awesome game show. But anyways, J-Van, your go.
My number 2 pick is a show that asks one simple question. Do you have it?
Do you have it? Ooh.
Yeah, Nickelodeon Guts. What more can I say? It's pretty much the Olympics for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when they went into Global Guts, then it definitely became the Olympics for kids.
Yes, it did.
I mean, you had all these different challenges, whether it be Slam-a-Jamma, Slam Dunk, you had, Dodge It, Basic Training, Invisible Boat, Hang 10.
Not only
Scurfin Safari, Jump. It doesn't matter. You got to realize your dreams as a kid, bouncing off of things and not getting in trouble for it. And then at the end, you had the Aggro Crag, and then you had this Mega Crag when it came into the second season. When Global Guts hit, they turned it into the Super Aggro Crag. I, overall, thought this show was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Mike O'Malley.
One, but close enough.
Mike O'Malley.
Dude, I had a crush on More Pork.
More pork.
I had a crush on the referee.
More pork.
It's kind of sad for me.
Yeah, because he's a fat guy. I should be saying that, but look at him.
Man.
Yeah, he's a fat guy. Trending live on Twitter.
Trending worldwide.
Trending worldwide on Twitter. Do you have anything to say about Guts?
No, I mean, like I said, overall, it was one of the greatest shows that I remember when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed Guts, but, I mean, if this was a top 10 list, it would be on there. But anyways, folks, shall we get to my number 2? Let's just say it is a show where it had a lot of the All That cast. Danny Tamborelli, Lloyd Beth Dimber, Josh Server, Kel Mitchell, Keenan Thompson, Michael Malley, Kevin Coppola. Out of all of them, it was mostly All That who was on.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
5 minute shows. Folks, I'm talking about a show where basically, if you say the secret slime action, you're covered inside. That was always the best part of the whole show.
It was mostly Danny, too, which is...
Danny and Lloyd Beth Dimberg were mostly the people ones. Danny always made me laugh. He still does to this day. Hell, he still makes me laugh when he was Little Pete in The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude.
That's another list for another day, though.
We'll do. See, one thing is we're gonna do a list one of these days for let's just say our top 10 favorite shows. You can say.
From the 90s, yeah.
I think I did a list already with somebody on that, but I think my list probably changed a lot. But yeah, Adventures of Pete and Pete was the best. But anyways, Danny Timberlake was always the best. And figured out. And to be honest with you, it didn't matter to me what it was during the 90s. It was during the 90s. It was fun. It had the regular Figured Out, the family edition, and the wild style. I didn't care. I enjoyed it all. But as soon as it came back in the early 2000s, that's when I hated it from there. I did not like the format. I did not like how they used TV monitors instead of a freaking answer head. Billy the Answer Head was the best. They did not have nothing. Jeff, what was his name? Jeff. What the hell was his name? Jeff.
Doesn't matter. He was on Brain Surge, and he was also Pick Boy for You Pick Live when they were around.
But yeah, I'm sorry to say I did not care for the remake of Figured Out whatsoever. I did not like it at all. Too many of the modern stars. I didn't even know hardly any of those modern stars at all that they were well known for. I didn't know any of them. The stars like I named, they were well known from amazing shows that so many kids like me and JVD remember.
I mean, I'll agree. The original, the remake was really bad, but the one thing I can actually give them credit for the current version
was the slime.
Was the Word of Honor.
The Word of Honor, yeah.
Contestant would get slimed instead of the panelists.
Yeah, I give credit for that as well. The Word of Honor. If the contestant says the Word of Honor, they get a chance to get slimed too. That's the only thing I'm gonna give credit about as well. But anyways, still the whole the remakes suck, and I kind of accidentally clicked on. Oh wait, no, I did it. Yeah, I accidentally clicked on Hollywood Squares. Fuck out of here. But anyways, folks, Figured Out's my number 2.
And time to hit the number 1 spot, the top spot, the one that creates the orgasm for the female.
Ooh.
This is what we're going to hell. My number 1 is actually, I think, your number 3 or 4 on the list. It is Double Dare.
It's my number 3.
Number 3. I think Mark Summers did a great job, even though he had OCD. He still does. For those of you out there that don't know. When they brought it to syndication for adults, they kind of killed it. But when they had it for kids, it didn't matter if it was regular or super sloppy or family. It was amazing. Some of the obstacles they thought of, low hurdles, fancy footwork, the gumdrop, my favorite obstacle.
The big mouth.
Yep, that's down the hatch. You also had in one ear and out the other. You had the Sunday slide. You had obstacles that you would never think of. Plus the physical challenges they had from beforehand, before the that. The questions were challenging, yet not challenging to where it's, oh my god, you need to be Einstein for half the shit. The show overall, every single part of it worked. I don't blame it one bit for everything that happened to it. The show is an amazing show. Overall, Double Dare is the number 1.
Yes, sir, it is.
Unless you're Gary.
Unless you're Gary, yeah. But anyways, for my number 1, this was a show that I am going to say is something that I always wanted to be on ever since I was a kid. Pretty much we all wanted to be on a lot of these shows that we mentioned.
Yep.
This show in particular, this was the perfect one for me. Would you ever thought of going in a freaking studio and destroying a freaking set after listening to a riddle? Something I always wanted to do. Folks, I am talking about Finders Keepers.
Yep.
To me, I consider that to be one of the greatest game shows of all time in the Nickelodeon area. But I actually like both versions. I enjoyed both. I actually enjoyed both versions. It was with Toffler and who's the other guy again?
Wesley Orr.
Wesley, her, and Toffler. I enjoyed both versions.
Yeah, whether it was Wesley Orr, or Larry Toffler, you're right. Either way works.
Either way worked perfectly. I thought they were both great hosts, and plus, all that mattered was the fun part watching them destroying a freaking set. And plus, you want to know one thing that makes me laugh all the time? When they revealed, like, the pictures and everything, once they read the riddle, or the clue or whatever, the freaking pictures. What made the pictures so funny was they were freaking ridiculous. They were just ridiculous and funny as shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, but that was the best thing. So yeah, you pretty much figure out clues and the riddles and put the plastic thingy on the thingy on the thingy, or so. And pretty much you figure out and try and earn points or whatnot to earn a spot to go in the room, find the spot and get points and whatnot and get cash. But yeah, the show was amazing. I absolutely loved it. It was something I always wanted to do, and still to this day, I always wanted to be on. It was such a fantastic show. And that's all I got to say about Finders Keepers.
That was a great show.
Oh, yes. But anyways, is there anything you'd like to add on?
No, I mean, I think we did a spot-on job with this list. If you guys have one, leave it in the comments. The guy over here that's putting this video on, subscribe to this guy.
Yeah,
Gary works hard, and we love Gary for it.
Yeah, subscribe to this guy, too, because he does a lot on YouTube as well. I mean, he does variety, and that's one thing that's amazing. Subscribe to him as well. But anyways, folks, that's going to have to put the icing on the cake for this video every day in October. So, folks, for question of the day, what is your favorite Nickelodeon game show of all time? Please comment down below letting us know what is your favorite game show of all time from Nickelodeon. That's going to have to do it. Ciao for now.